Hey, good evening, travelers. This is Kevin O'Connor from Out of Here Travel. Hey, tonight it's Sunday and started a series here on This Week in Travel. A little chat from Kevin O'Connor from Out of Here Travel. And what we're going to do is highlight items in the news this past week that affects travel, maybe some promotions, some travel tips. Just want you to be aware of things in the travel industry. And here at Out of Here Travel, it's myself and my wife, Michelle O'Connor. We're the owners and travel advisors, and we specialize in adventures planned for people 50 plus like us who've earned the right to relax and travel. We're empty nesters, we're active retirees, and now it's time to go out, enjoy ourselves, and go out and travel, see the world, and have fun. Our kids are gone, got the grandkids. As a couple, it's time for us to go out and have some fun as well too. So that's us at Out of Here Travel, outofheretravel.com. You'll find us. Go in there, sign up for our newsletter. And I'm actively kind of putting that together for this week's event. All right, let's get into it. This week, big thing that just came out Thursday night, news from the FAA. What they're doing, again, we're in the middle of the government shutdown, and that's been a strain on government employees, but we've had the TSA and the air traffic controllers have been working, but they're seeing some strains taking place. So now, especially we're in November, this is airing as of November 9th. They're wanting to back the brakes a little bit and trying to keep the pressure off. So what they announced the other day, beginning Friday, November 7th, with a 4% cut in operations. And I'll go through the list. There's a list of 40 airports where they're targeting this at. And what's going to happen over the next week, it's going to ramp up to 6% by Tuesday, November 11th, 8% by November 13th, and finally a 10% reduction by Friday, November 14th. And they're not telling which flights to cancel. It's going to be up to the airlines. But again, they're just they're cautious. They're looking out for safety. They have limited personnel in there, and they just want everybody to be safe in the airways. And again, this is also taking interest in just up airspace. So they're saying no fun flights like parachute jumps, aerial photo missions are grounded near certain airports. Sorry about that, skydivers. Space launches are on curfew. Commercial space launch and reentries are now only allowed between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. local time. So less daytime rocket action. Flying by sight, there's also restrictions. Some of the virtual flight rules, VFR approaches to the airports. Again, this is on domestic flights. They're saying right now, internationally, it's not going to be affected, but it could be affected if you're having to take. It could be. I was just thinking it may be affected if you're having to cross the country and you have various stops between flights. You have jump stops in between. So if you're heading out to LaGuardia or something, it's going to be an international flight. So this is again, they're trying to reduce the risk of anything, trying to keep the safety in there. So here's some your rights as a passenger. Again, this is a national FAA restriction. So their airlines are required to give you back full refunds on your air tickets because of this. If they cancel your flights, they do, but no arguments, just money back. The bad news is they're not required to cover secondary costs. That means if you prepaid for a hotel, a rental car, tickets that can't miss concerts, you're likely to be on your own. So that's just kind of standard cancellation. It isn't the airline's fault, but they're going to give back your cash that's available to you on that. And this is just a plug for travel insurance. If you have travel insurance, this would be something that would be fitting into play on this for your secondary expenses. So if you have a flight delay, if you need to stay where you're at and get a hotel room or get a car rental, those possibly could be covered with the shutdown. So here's like the hit list. There's 40 of them. I tried to print out my PDF on here. I was going to do a split screen. It just wasn't cooperating by the time I got on here. But let's just go through some of on the East Coast side, we got Boston, Logan, Baltimore, Washington, Charlotte, Douglas, Reagan National, Newark, Fort Lauderdale, Dulles, JFK, LaGuardia, Orlando. Hey, for Disney folks, people going to Disney could be affected. Miami, Philadelphia, in Tampa, quite a few in the Florida region, so be prepared. Midwest and Central, we're looking at Cincinnati, Dallas, Love Field, Dallas, Fort Worth, Detroit, Houston, Bush Intercontinental in Houston, Indianapolis, Chicago Midway, Memphis, Chicago O'Hare, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Louisville. And then on the West Coast, Anchorage. So most of my folks are not traveling out of Anchorage from cruise ships are pretty much all done, but Anchorage, Alaska, Denver, Honolulu, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Oakland, Ontario, California, Portland, Phoenix, San Diego, Seattle, Tacoma, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Teterboro, New Jersey, a major private jet hub. And again, it could be others along the way, but those are the main flights that put a lot of stress and strain on the airways. So that's what we're looking for. Again, what you want to do is to make sure if you got a flight, check in. I was at a business meeting this past week. There was people there. The event ended Thursday, and most of them are getting their text messages. Some of them are going to be flying out of Dulles on Friday, and they were just expecting delays. They were all getting their text messages, and I don't know. I know some of them were trying to hustle around and get a car ride back to where they were going instead of taking the flight. So again, check your flights, check it in again. You should be on the alerts that are popping up. They should be giving you. And I would expect, again, arrive early. Again, they're being strained as well, too. So they're being strained. A lot of them are just coming in. And then I always think you need a plan B. Think about it, to have a backup plan. If something happens, your flight is, if you're out at a business meeting, what'll happen if the flight's delayed? But just make sure there's some hotel rooms available. Look for other flights that may be available later in the day or the next morning. Could you drive? Is there a train? Is there a bus somewhere to get you where you're going? Just look those things up. Again, just the best defense is always having a good offensive attack, that if something happens and you have to get back on certain occasions. It's like that. What's that one movie? Plane, trains, and airplanes. Planes, trains. Was it a car? That was a fun movie. So that's just the big event right now, the bumpy road for people. So, and that'll continue. And also think about it, if they say, okay, the government shut down, if they end it this week, there's probably going to be a ripple effect, because you've got these canceled flights, delays, and they still got to get all those people out. So it's going to take days after it as well, too. So just be cautious in what you're doing. That's it for That's the Big News. I know Michelle and I, 2 weeks from tonight, be doing the live in Key West, Florida. So Michelle and I are going down there Friday, November 21st and through the 24th, doing some videos, it's a business trip for us for Key West. That's one of our stops. We also have another business, funinkeywest.com. Michelle's on there every morning doing a live broadcast, talking about the highlights, talking about the fun things in Key West, Florida. So we're going down for that. So what else is going on here? Disney's Destiny, the new ship, arrived 2 weeks ago in Florida, Cape Canaveral, and they do have trips going out. So there's still some time. Disney Destiny, the port's going to be Fort Lauderdale. And here's some rundown. They're doing Bohemian cruise, 4 nights and 5 nights Bohemian cruises. So December 3rd, 4-night, December 7th, 4-night, December 11th, 5-night cruise, December 16th, 5-night cruise, 21st, 5-night cruise, 26th, So the day after Christmas, they got a 4-day cruise, and then the 30th. So you can have New Year's out there, 5-day Bohemian cruise. So those, I just saw a post pop up that there are some cabins available. Don't know what the selection is, but if you got that Christmas week, New Year's Eve, want to get out on the water, check those out. We can help you plan it. A lot of things are happening this week because it's that time of the year, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So Black Friday's coming early. So starting this week, there's a lot of promotions going throughout, especially a lot of the cruise ships booking for 26, getting you going for 26 and 27. Last week, I did an overview with Cunard Lines. I just want to express that with Cunard, the Queen Elizabeth, this is her last year in Alaska. So if you want to go, it starts May 14th, runs all the way through mid-September. And how they do it is it's a round trip to Seattle. Starts in Seattle, Washington, will go up through the inner passage of Alaska and come back. So they do a 5-day trip, 7-day trips, and up to 12-day trips. And it's just a matter of the more ports. And I've made a recommendation. If you look at any of them, you got to go into Glacier Bay. Now, that not every cruise ship goes into Glacier Bay, but if you have the opportunity on a cruise ship on the interior passage, you want to go into Glacier Bay. Man, that's just spectacular to see the large glacier that she is. There's a lot of wildlife. It's a national park, so it's restrictive of what you can do in there. So not every vendor, not every cruise ship can go in there, but you do have opportunities to go there to see wildlife, see the whales, lots of birds, and adventures with that. So the Disney Cruise Line, I just mentioned that, the Destiny, Disney World, now they're starting the Christmas holiday. Very Merry Christmas is starting. Very Merry Christmas is starting, the celebrations. And then the last week I reported too, they have the 2025 holiday foodie guide is out to show you all the foods that were there. And for me, man, I'd have to go 3 or 4 nights just to be able to sample all the great goodies that they're having out there. I can't eat all that one sitting. So the Princess in South Florida, the Star Princess, was officially named in Fort Lauderdale this week. Begins sailing from the port Everglades. So they're putting on the 25-26 winter season. Virgin Cruises is now going up to Alaska. So their itineraries are coming out. And pretty much what's happening right now over the next month or so, everybody's itineraries are coming up for 2026 and 27 through the river cruising, the ocean cruising. They're all starting to bring up their itinerary plans. Again, with Black Friday specials, there are going to be, some of them are a week long, some of them could be 3 weeks to the end of the month. And that's where we come in. And that's the benefit with working with us, is getting your name in. Sign up, number one, sign up for the newsletter. Go to outaheretravel.com, sign up for our weekly newsletter. I'm working on that right now. And with that, we get you some information that's there. At Out of Here Travel, we have a 3-step process. Number one, sign up and we'll have a conversation. It's a free consultation. I just want to hear where you want to go, what you want to do, how we can help you. We both, from that conversation, decide if we want to work together, if we want to continue on. The second step is we put together an itinerary plan for you and make that presentation and get it booked for you. And we monitor a lot of them have deposits, and then there's a fee schedule to be paid along the way. We help you with that to make sure you do that, make sure you're going to get your reservations made, you're going to get your land tours made. And then number 3 is you folks go enjoy yourselves on vacation. And we're always there. So if things happen, just like FAA starts to restrict flights, and we're there to help you, to help monitor and try to help you rebook some flights and kind of monitor the action to be there. Things happen along the way. Is anything. So that's what we do here, Michelle and I. Again, thank you for joining. We'll give you some new insights next week, and 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be in Key West, Florida. Man, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. I'll do a live out there probably during sunset at Mallory Square out in that area, so you can see a beautiful sunset in Key West. Well, we're there for the 3 days. So again, thank you. This is Kevin from Out of Here Travel. Have a great week, everybody.